Well,
Okay, great. Looks perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Okay.
great. Thank you.
Hey, a year into this, I'm getting
Oh, you're
through.
doing fine. Oh, Katie, our printer at home is making streaks. Could I get 18 of those? Thank you. Hi, Marianne.
Hi, Linda. Thank you for your comments. I appreciate
Oh,
that.
yeah. Oh, that sky. I thought that class was a hard one and that it was a disaster, but you did an excellent job.
I just followed you, Linda. That's all I did.
Oh, do you like using the white? Do you
Oh,
like
yeah.
using the white?
Yes. But you know what? When you're on top of it, it looks awful. If you got to put it a few feet away, and then then I got it. It was when I put it. I mean, I always take what I'm working on. I stand it up in the kitchen on the counter. So I look at it all week, and it's a distance, you know. That's what I got it. Oh, those clouds are right. You know, like
yeah.
So yes, that I was really pleased with that. My hay bale there looked awful.
I would just bring it over in front of the green, all the way over.
Yeah, I will do that.
You'll have to be careful where you start and stop so it blends in with the other one that you've got done.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'll give it a shot.
Maybe even make 2 group clumps.
Oh, yeah.
You know, something to take. I think what's throwing it off is that extra space on the left.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I played with the ice skates too. I put a little background on it, if you could see it.
Good. Oh yeah. Oh, I like that.
Barn.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, it's just a little extra something there, you know.
Yeah. Good.
I bought some new. I'm always buying something new, you know. What the heck did I do with them? They are they're watercolor felt tip pens. Pens. A Faber-Castell.
Oh, nice.
And one end is a nice point on it, so you get a nice fine line, and the other end is a softer one, so you get broad lines or whatever. And because if you wet them, or you put them on wet paper, it does act just like a watercolor.
Oh,
it's a little kit. It's 5 colors. Yeah.
Yeah, you could use those on today's picture on the veins in the flower petals.
Yeah, very carefully. Yeah,
to get a nice fine line. Yeah.
With the fine line, yes.
Yeah.
Definitely, I will try it on that. But yeah, I was just playing with them, you know, and it's kind of just a little toy to play with, you know.
Oh, I love toys. Yeah.
That was Cheap Joe's.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, they have.
Hello, Anne.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey, Linda.
Yes.
This is Nancy.
Hi, Nancy.
I have to send you an email. I may have to just drop the course for the month of April. I'm having all kinds of issues trying to get my sister to see a couple of doctors up in Concord, New Hampshire. So I've been spending a lot of time driving back and forth between Pepperell and Concord.
Oh, gee.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, but I'll send you an email and I'll let you know, okay?
Okay, sure. Thank you.
Yeah.
We'll miss you.
Yeah, just before a month.
Yeah.
Hopefully by that time I can get everything straightened out.
I hope so, yeah. Hi, Ellen.
Hi, Linda. I sent you the right picture this time.
Oh, okay. Well, I saw my signature.
Yeah, So I have to leave at 3:45. So
Yeah.
I'll just ask Katie for the video
Thank you.
and I'll finish then.
Yeah, okay.
All right, but thank you.
Linda, when do you finish your oil painting?
It goes indefinitely.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
All right.
nice.
Yeah. Just like
Super.
this.
Like us class. Yes, yes. I'm trying to just plan my life around
Oh, I am pretty sure we're gonna stick to the Wednesdays at 3. I hope it works for everybody.
so far.
Yeah,
far.
good. Hi, Terry.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Good.
Is the senior center going to be opening up anytime soon or?
They're talking about different, slowly adding things. I see that bingo is gonna be inside now,
Oh, good.
and they're slowly adding programs. Hi, Lisa.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, good to see everybody.
Yeah.
Hi, Cheryl.
Hi, Cheryl.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Ann. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Ellen.
Hi.
How are everybody else?
Hi, Rhonda.
Okay.
Hi, Carol. Just waiting a couple more minutes for everybody to join in.
her showing up and
Hi, Luann.
hi, Linda.
And is Maureen there too?
Linda,
Yeah.
Hi.
I was just going to tell you, Linda, this is going to be my last session, so thank you very much.
Oh, okay.
Call anyway.
Okay.
Keep going
I
on a
miss
cross
you.
country jaunt.
Yeah.
Hey, Linda,
Yes.
you're gonna do April, right?
Yes.
What were you planning to, what are we planning to do in April?
The
Do you know?
first one is a pair of antique wooden ice skates.
Okay, right.
That's the first one. The next one, I'm debating upon a window with a flower pots underneath or a barn. Do you have any suggestions? Are you thinking something?
Well, maybe a bird or
Okay.
something like that, like a hummingbird.
Oh, I have a hummingbird sketch.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
I don't know.
Okay. I didn't
Just
know
the
if we
thought.
didn't know if we've done too many birds, but I love
Oh.
doing birds.
I couldn't
Yeah.
remember if we had done any. I don't know. It's up to everybody, not just me.
I appreciate the input because I am running out of ideas.
Well, that's what she said.
Yeah. It's really hard.
Yeah.
Linda, I'm here. I don't know if you can,
Oh, hi, Louise. Yep.
I can't see myself.
No, I can't. I see your name. That's all. I don't see your picture.
Oh,
Hit the
wait.
video.
Hit video, yeah. I
Oh, yeah,
found out.
I just
There
rushed
you
in.
are. You're
There
all
you go.
set.
I had to do my CPR and
Oh.
my, with that wind, the top of my chimney, wood stove chimney, that the top
Oh,
blew off.
Oh,
down that
dear.
driveway, and a bunch of half of my roof of my shingles went flying off of one
Oh,
of my roofs.
no.
And then we had a fire in town.
Oh.
Right up the street. Fire
Oh,
across the
gee.
corner, they had a life flight someone out of here.
Mm.
oh.
Been interesting. I've been running around like I'm a crazy person.
Well, I think we'll get started. It is 3, so we're working on the iris, sign of spring and summer. Yay.
Light here.
The background, I did ask you to mask out the flower petals,
Yeah.
and that way you can paint right over the masking when you do the background. You can get the background color on the leaves. Okay, you don't have to skip the leaves. That light, it's light cerulean blue with touches of burnt sienna. So it's a little different. I don't know how well the burnt sienna splotches showed up on the color print, but there are some little touches of burnt sienna in the background. So the background is our typical wet on wet with a big brush. And
Linda, can you repeat that?
yeah, the background is
Yeah.
wet on wet. So we wet it with clean water, drop in cerulean blue and little touches of burnt sienna. So you might want 2 brushes. You want to use your big brush to, of course, to wet your background. You don't, if you've masked out the flower petals, then you don't have to go around them. And the background color can go over the leaves. You don't have to skip over the leaves. You can paint the background color right over the leaves and over the little dark purple buds.
In the stems?
And the stems, yeah.
Run.
Those are all darker than the background, so. So it's cerulean blue and touches of burnt sienna. I was saying, you might want 2 brushes. You might want to drop the burnt sienna in with a very small brush, maybe a 5. And then you won't have too much. It's just little subtle touches of burnt sienna. You don't even have to put it in if you don't want to. So I'm going to go ahead and wet my background. 1 stroke across and then back for more water. You don't want to go back and forth too many times because that's actually drying it out. So I usually go 1, maybe 2 times across with 1 brush load of water. And get that all nice and wet. Wet on wet, dropping in backgrounds, it doesn't matter how wet you get it as long as you don't have any puddles, because the paper will always absorb and your color will fuse out into the wetness. So get that all wet. The little test to see that it's all wet is to lift your paper up and look at across at an angle, and anything dry will look dull, so you know you've got it all wet. And then cerulean blue, mix it with a little water on your palette, a little puddle on your palette, not real watery because your paper's already really wet. So take it from your little well and add just a little bit of water in another spot on your palette, and just enough water here, like I have, just enough water to move it around. It's not a big puddle, not really watery. It's gonna lighten up because your paper's wet. So I'm gonna drop in just a little bit. And this is coming out way darker than I want it to. So I'm just going to put a little bit of color on and spread it out. Don't add too much color to your paper because it will probably come out too dark. So just add like 1 brush full of color and spread that out with more water. This is a really light background. It's a little trickier to get it light.
And I'm going to just kind of follow along her.
I'm looking here. But
So just take a little bit of color and dab it on.
She's putting it on everything. In the background.
Right across. Very pale, okay? So if you're not getting it light enough, take some more water and add more water to your paper. So just adding a little bit of color and spreading it out with more water. You probably will end up adding more water to your paper to lighten it up. Just a very, very subtle hint of color. And it doesn't have to be even. You have some areas darker than others. The biggest thing is that it's nice and light. Then I'm going to switch to my number 5 brush and take burnt sienna with a little bit of water in it, nice and light again. And I'm going to just dab in some little bits of it here and there. If it fuzzes out too much, either feather it out with your brush or wait for the paper to dry a little bit more. Just adding a little subtle touch of the burnt sienna. Probably on this painting, I'm putting a little more than I did on the original. to kind of, and it's blending somewhat with the blue, making a little more of a gray blue because it's the burnt sienna will tend to gray the blue. So just a little bit, little touches. If you don't want to add the burnt sienna, you don't have to. But you do want it, again, to be really light. You can always go back over with blue. Can take your small brush, drop in a little more blue here and there, as long as it's wet enough. I'm going to add a little more darker blue here and there as well with the smaller brush. Kind of pull together the burnt sienna and the blue. And that's about all I'm going to do on that. A little more blue down here. And a little bit up here. It's kind of light. You just don't want to go so dark. I mean, you can do it darker than I did, but you don't want to go so dark that your leaves are gonna get lost in the darkness. You want a nice contrast, the dark leaves and the petals of the flowers against the light background. So you just don't want to go too dark. And that has to dry. And there's really nothing we can do until it dries. If you have a blow dryer, that would come in handy. In the meantime, maybe I'll take questions from people that you might have about anything we've done, or if anybody has any suggestions on pictures they'd like to do. I already got birds as a suggestion, and my thoughts for what I have coming up. I have a barn. I have a window with some flower, some terracotta pots underneath.
I would hang up in my house either. It's just not my style. But
what is?
It is. I mean, just playing with colors.
What about boats? Do you ever do boats?
Yeah, actually Brenda gave me a picture of some old boats, and I haven't been able to work that out the way I like it yet. But we did boats on Campobello Island. Did some of you do that? You did that already.
Yeah, I thought they kind of looked good too.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, okay. I can look for some boat pictures. Yeah, that's a good idea. I like that idea. Okay, we're just gonna let this dry a little bit. Yeah.
I've had a bit of a problem with the Soho paints. They tend to dry and then just break apart in the palette, like you open it up and everything falls out. Is anybody else finding that with them?
I have had that happen with a couple of colors. The cobalt violet did that.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, I will probably switch to a different brand because we have ended up ordering them and getting them hard in the tube.
Yeah, the Indian red was kind of like that.
Yeah, they are really drying out, I guess, quickly in the tubes even. So yeah, okay, thank you for that. I'll write to Jerry's and tell them we're not happy with their paint.
I mean, the price was right, but still.
Yeah, I know it's frustrating when they break apart. Yeah, the only so far the only one I had trouble with was that cobalt violet. And actually the cerulean blue is breaking apart a little bit too. I think I will write to them and mention that. Maybe I'll get some free paint out of it. I don't want, not Soho though.
So I did my painting the wrong way around.
Oh,
You did?
she did.
I have it up and down, not sideways. See,
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Yep, that's fine. Actually, Louise, it fits on the paper better the way you did it.
I
Oh,
thought
okay.
you did yours horizontal.
Oh, you're right.
Mine, yeah, it comes right really close to the edge when you hold it the horizontal way. So I was hoping you might switch to the vertical if you had trouble fitting it on.
No, I didn't
Okay, good.
ever.
Linda, actually, I was thinking, there were a couple that we've done in the past that I wouldn't mind redoing. One of them that comes to mind is that one that had a lot of gold colored rocks.
Oh,
Had like a real edifice of just real rock. I forget what it was of, but
was it Bass Harbor maybe? A lighthouse up on a
I
hill
don't
of.
remember a lighthouse. Could have been.
No?
But I mean, there's a lot of landscapes that we've done in the past that I would do again because, you know, I
Oh.
wasn't really used to doing rocks.
Okay, yeah. How does
But-
everybody feel about doing something over again? Is that, because I have a lot of paintings that we've done that we did quite a while ago that you might want to do again.
Whatever, I would again.
I remember the one you did was a chair, blue, like an aqua chair with like a gold, yellowy gold wall and behind it.
Yes, yes.
It looked
that-
very, very Italian. I never got to do that one because I was so far behind.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah,
could
I
find,
didn't do that either. I'd like to do that one.
yeah, I could find something similar to that.
Hey, Linda,
Heck,
Linda,
Yes.
would go with my bicycle.
Oh, yeah, it would.
Or even something like that bicycle. Could we do something like that? I love Lisa's bicycle.
Yeah, I thought of that, and then I didn't know if Lisa would want us to copy her idea or not.
Something, maybe something similar, you know, like something with that kind of, almost looks like a European background.
Yeah. Yeah, those are popular.
This is Carol.
Hi.
I can't get my picture up, but I did a painting yesterday. I'll send you a picture of it. You may want the group to try it.
Oh,
I have to say it's flowers, of course, but they're poppies.
oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
Very pretty.
Yeah, poppies would be a good one to do, yeah.
Maybe, you know, I don't know. It's just something to think about.
Yeah, okay.
I'll send you a picture.
Oh, good, good.
I'll text it, okay?
Yeah, if anybody finds pictures, you know, online or anywhere, calendars and you find something you like, email them to me. And thank you, everybody, for sending your pictures of your paintings. I love looking at them. You all
Yeah.
did a great job.
I don't know how to do that.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah, you did a great job on those last ones we did. That was the skies in the lighthouse. Everybody did great. That was a hard sky to do. That's probably the hardest sky you will ever do.
Oh, those ones?
Yeah, the lighthouse.
Yeah, they're at the bottom of the pile.
Yeah. Well, I'm getting a little bit dry now, I think.
Yeah.
Did anybody blow dry or so you're ready to go probably?
I'm good to go.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm dry.
Let's be on the safe side and start with the buds. And we do need to mix the purple. And that's alizarin crimson and ultramarine blue, makes a really nice blue violet. More blue than the red.
Are we gonna do the flowers right now?
No, but well, we're gonna do the buds. Since the paper might be a little bit damp, we'll do the buds first. I don't want to take off the masking quite yet until it's really dry.
Right, okay, thanks.
So we'll start with the buds, the purple buds on the flowers, and then we'll go in and finish the greens on those. But we do need to mix the purple, and you want to mix a lot of this purple because it's going to be hard to come up with the same exact shade again. So make a lot of purple.
okay.
Crimson, and what was the other one?
And that's alizarin crimson
Mhm.
or rose madder, either one. You might like the rose. If you like the rose a little better, you can use that. And ultramarine blue.
Ultra, okay.
Ultramarine blue. French, it might say French ultramarine blue.
Yeah.
Okay.
But more blue than alizarin, right?
Right.
Oh, stop it.
So while we're talking here too, I know there's two of you that are not coming back in April. Anybody else?
Yeah, I can't, Linda.
You can't, okay. This is just for me planning how many kits to make up. I like to know roughly. Is everybody else coming back for April? Yes?
Yes.
Okay, so Carol and Nancy and Maureen are not coming back. Is that correct?
Oh, what a perfect purple.
Okay, good.
My purple is really dark.
Yeah.
Well,
Is that what I want? Real dark or add
you
more
do
water?
want really dark for the buds. You do, yes. And you'll want to add a little water to it when we get to the flowers. But for the buds,
Oh, really?
they're very dark. They are very dark. Just
And
make up a
this-
lot of color.
Yeah.
You can always lighten it, even if you've got a puddle of really dark purple, that's still going to be good for you to use. You can just lighten it with water. It's just that you want to have enough to do the whole painting without having to mix it again, because it's hard to get the same color again. It's not going to take a massive amount of paint to do three or four petals, but just to be on the safe side, I would go with more than less. And more blue, less red. And we're going to use really dark for the buds. So I'm switching I'm using a number 4 or 5 brush to get into that little bud. The bud that is on the left-hand side, slightly it is touching the petal, is a little bit lighter at the tip, and it gets darker as it goes into the green leaves. The bud on the right-hand side is all pretty dark. Might be a tiny bit lighter at the very tip. So when you're painting these, you can always start light. Hi, Brenda. You can always start lighter and drop in more color to intensify it. Brenda, we just did the background wet on wet with cerulean blue and little touches of burnt sienna.
Okay, I'm sorry I'm late. I just fell asleep.
Oh, that's a good thing though. You must have needed it.
I'm sure.
So we're going to go on to the buds now. And you can, like I said, you can always start light and always intensify it by dropping in more color or by layering after it dries. If it's not dark enough, you can let it dry and build it up in layers. So for this particular bud on the right-hand side, which is pretty dark all the way down, I'm going to paint in a little bit of water first. Fill it in. And then take my purple mix and drop it in really dark.
I'm seeing your picture is still, but I'm not seeing you do anything.
Oh, you're not. I know, I see that.
Same here.
Oh, we're off again. Okay, let me just try this unplugging trick. My, as I'm painting this bud, it's getting a little fuzzy. I think we're still a little too damp. If you have a blow dryer, you might find that helps. I'm gonna unplug and see if we can get going again. No, that didn't do it. Now I have Katie's name up there. And you have Katie's name and nothing else, huh? Okay, I gotta get Katie. Okay, I will be right back. And give us a little more time to dry up our pictures. I know it. I got one. Good. Yeah. Where'd you go? Oh, Pittsburgh Senior Center. Oh, good. Yeah. Oh, man. Really? Oh.
All right.
Thank you very much. Got the magic touch. Okay. Okay, I'm back. My hand is here moving. Are you finding that you're a little fuzzy on the edges?
Not
Doing-
seeing.
Doing your bud? No? Your paper's dry enough then. Mine's not quite dry enough yet. Don't know why.
Oh, there you are.
I'm gonna quickly give us a couple more minutes and get my blow dryer going here, I think. I'm getting fuzz. Let me just quickly blow dry this. And if anybody else wants to blow dry, now's the time. Okay, sorry about that. Time here. I think I'm dry and hopefully everybody else is dry. So the bud, very dark, and then the other one, the one to the left, that's kind of in the middle, is a little bit lighter on the tip. So I'm going to put some water in. My water is tinted purple already a little bit. Probably be enough for the tip, enough color. And then I'll drop in the darker of the purple tone into the lower part. I actually think I've got some masking fluid on this one. And it's so it's darker at the base, where ignore this light here because I've got masking fluid on my bud. I just want to fix my edges over on this one because they did come out really fuzzy. If your edges came out fuzzy, all you need to do is go back over it and make the bud a little bit bigger. That's not a problem. Okay. Why don't we work, since we're working on the buds, why don't we work on the green portions of the bud, the leaves and the stem of the bud. I'm going to start at the bottom here. Am I in your view? Is that in your view there, or?
That's good.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to start on the one here closest to the bottom. And I'm going to use some yellow first, lemon yellow. And I'm going to get some two other colors ready in little puddles on my palette. Lemon yellow, get some of that ready. And get some sap green in a little puddle, all set to go. And then some sap green mixed with ultramarine blue. Those are the three colors for this particular bud leaf, I should say. Sap green, and the sap green with ultramarine blue is your dark. Going down, the dark goes down into the stem. Taking me a long time. I'm using a small brush and I'm taking me forever to mix up the color. Okay, we're going to start with yellow. And then we're going to let the sap green blend into the yellow. Make sure I'm in your view here.
What size brush are you using, Linda?
I have a 4.
Okay.
I would go with 4 or 5 probably. Start with the yellow and put that on the whole leaf. Mine's got a little tinge of green in it, which is fine because overall it's going to be green, but there is an underlayer of yellow near the very top of this.
Wow.
Of this piece.
Yellow.
So I'm painting it in the yellow, which mine is a little yellow green, but I do want that color in the leaf anyway. So, and then I'm going to take sap green by itself. Paint that in on the left side of this. Leaving yellow on the right now anyway. A bit more sap green. One thing I find with the sable brushes, I really like the way they work as far as distributing the paint and coming to a nice point. But I'm finding that they take a long time to mix color with. I don't know if it's me or. So I'm putting the sap green on the left of this. And then on the lower part down into the middle. And notice that I've left the yellow, little more contrast than I do in the original, but I like to show you some different versions. So now that I've got my base in dark sap green and my sap green from the middle over, I'm going to come in where the sap green touches the yellow and pull it over a little bit more. I just want a little bit more into the yellow. I'm using a damp brush with no extra water in it and just light feather touch, just like the blending technique. I'm pulling some of this sap green up into the yellow. And then I have one more color to put in here, and that's the sap green with the ultramarine blue. That goes in the lower portion into the stem. Just a little bit of that, not up too high. So you've got a nice light side, a medium tone on the left, and then dark down into the stem. We can't do the next one that's beside, either one that's beside this, so I'm going to skip up to the very top piece of leaf that's right on the purple bud. And that one I'm also going to fill in with yellow first. Yellow or yellow green. If you have a little tinge of green in it, that's fine. So I'm going to fill that one in with the yellow. And let me know if my head's getting in the way. I'm going to fill that in all with yellow and give it a little bit of time to absorb so it's not too wet when you drop the next color in. So that's yellow to start with, and then sap green by itself. Like I said, I may be varying some from the directions that I've given you. It's been years since I painted this, so I'm kind of winging it here. So now from the bottom base of that leaf we just put in, come in with sap green, just a little bit in the bottom part. Rinse your brush. Take off the excess water on a tissue. And then feather out the sap green. Make sure your brush is really dry because your paper is still wet. Feather out the sap green up into the yellow, but leave the very tip of it yellow. And soften the edge. So you want a nice contrast with a little bit of yellow at the tip. And the base of it is sap green. I'm going to wait on those next to it because the others are still wet. So I'm going to switch over to the other bud. And looking at that one, we have two sections to do. Starting with yellow again. Clean water first, and then yellow, I should say. Just water down the top. This is in 2 parts. So just do the top half right now. Water first and then yellow. You may have a little green in your brush, so you're probably getting a yellow green, which is fine, as long as you've got contrast in the greens. The color's not specifically that important as long as there's contrast, light and medium and dark. So I've got my yellow put in there. And now most of this one is filled with sap green. Next is the sap green on that particular leaf. Starting at the bottom, paint it upwards. And leave a little bit of yellow right near the top, just for interest here. Doesn't look that way on my printed on your pattern, but I like to leave, I'm gonna leave a little bit of yellow on there. And I'm gonna add a little bit of ultramarine blue by itself right at the base of this, really darken the base of that particular leaf. And then I'll have contrast against the next section that I'm doing. So you've got 3 colors in that one, little bits of yellow showing at the top, sap green through most of it, and a little bit of a blue-green dark at the base. That's just that top section of the leaf. That has to dry now before we go on to the next section. So I think we're gonna switch over and take off masking fluid now. Since we have to, there's a lot of waiting on this one while things dry. I'm gonna go ahead and take off my masking fluid. And you can do the same if you're done with your painting. I love it when it all comes out in one piece. And my pencil lines, yay, they stayed there. Sometimes the masking fluid lifts off the pencil lines, but it didn't. That didn't happen. Gonna just fill in my bud here where I had masking fluid before.
Do the same thing you did, Linda. I painted over masking fluid.
Yeah.
Now it's dry and I'm taking it off.
Yeah, that's what happened to me. Well, that's all right.
Leave it, one of the buds. Yeah.
Yeah. That's exactly what I did. Okay, a little more drying time here. We can get ready to do the big leaves. You want to mix up a lot of yellow in a little puddle for the bigger leaves, I'm gonna switch to number 6 brush, which is quite a bit bigger than my 4. I don't know why, it's a different brand. The sizes of the brushes vary so much by brand. I don't know. So I want to have a lot of yellow ready for this leaf, for the first leaf that's on the left. Okay. Get the masking off. I'll give you a couple more minutes. So the leaf on the left-hand side has a lot of yellow. That one goes right off the page. When you're cropping it to mat it, you'll be cutting that off. Going to wet it first. Just be careful you don't rest your hand. I think I'm going to do it upside down so I don't rest my hand in the wet paint that I have on there already. Let's see, where are we here? Everybody got that one in view? Okay, first wet this one. The one on the far left. Wet it first, and then we're going to drop in yellow. And just continue off the page with that. I didn't have a drawing there, but so filling it all in with yellow. Keep it nice and wet. That's one reason to wet it with the water first, so it stays wet longer when we start dropping in colors. If I put the yellow right on dry paper, I wouldn't have enough time to get all the colors blended in before it dried. Okay, now I'm going to take sap green. Sap green looks muddy. Help, help. Okay, sap green. On the edge at the outside. So if you're doing it right, I'm going to turn it back right side up because I'm getting my lefts and rights confused. On the left side, we're going to put sap green down. Just pull it. I'm starting under the petal and I'm going to pull that down into the yellow. I'm going to leave an edge of yellow all the way down. An edge on the right side of the leaf all the way down.
Can you move your picture up to the right?
Oh, yeah. Yep. I see what you mean. Yep.
Okay.
How's that?
Great.
Good?
Yep.
Okay. So I've got the green on the left and an edge of yellow on the right. And then up at the top of this leaf, I'm leaving yellow more near the middle. So I'm going to put some green down the left and a little bit on the right and leave some yellow in the middle. Just another little highlight. Now we can't do the leaf right beside it because that will run together. So we will have to skip over to the right-hand side of the picture. And I'm not moving again, right? You don't see me painting. Do you see me painting? No. No, dear.
No.
I need Katie's magic touch again. This is kind of aggravating. Oh, or if it's just the angle. This is that. Doesn't seem to work for me to plug and unplug. Or do you do something else? They want you to teach. Oh. Okay. Yeah, okay. Okay, so plug and unplug.
Yeah.
Unplug, yeah.
Plug back in. And
Hit that.
Because this automatically the camera comes right away.
Oh.
Just privacy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
So when you set the cord,
Yeah.
it reverts that video to start video.
Okay. Okay. I'll try that. I hope it doesn't happen again.
And you know, if it does, just follow around.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, I think we're back. Yes, I'm here. My hand is here. Okay, where was I?
Other side, far side?
Right side. Okay, yeah. Let's go back over to the bud. Most yellow again. The right side of the bud. We're going to paint it in with water. Oops, green or green, whatever you had on your brush. Paint it in with water. Mine's a little tinted green. That's quite okay.
The whole bud, the two parts of, oh, you're gone again, Linda.
One, oh no, there we are. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Okay,
Yep.
good. Just the half, the right half right now is going to be water first and then yellow.
I see Mary Ann. Oh, no, she's gone. Sorry.
Just the yellow now into the leaf. And then sap green. This time the tip of the leaf is going to be left yellow. And just a little bit of sap green on each side. So On the left side of that, I'm gonna paint in a little sap green down to the bottom. And then on the right side, a little more sap green, just a couple of little strokes, just here on the right and the left. And you're leaving quite a bit of yellow on this one. A little bit in there. You don't want to go too dark against the other leaf that's right in the frontmost part. You want to keep this nice and light. I actually should lighten this a little bit more right up against that little leaf there. All about contrast. A different value where one section touches another one, and then you don't run into any problems when you have different contrasts. Your colors can be off, but your contrast, your values have to be right. So we'll let that one dry. And we should be able to go over to the other bud and do the bottom section, which we're going to do dark. We're going to start with yellow and then sap green and then dark, which is the ultramarine blue.
Water.
Yes? Does somebody have a question? No? Okay. Water first on this little bottom section of the middle bud. Water and then yellow. And then sap green. Just going to leave a tiny bit of yellow on the right hand side. So I'm going to come on the left, paint in the sap green all the way down to the bottom and across the middle, leaving a little touch of the yellow up in the top right hand corner. And then I have to go really dark because I'm contrasting against this leaf right here. Contrast against this leaf, which is pretty dark. So I have to go really dark. I'm going to take ultramarine blue by itself without any green in it right now. The green is damp on the paper. So I'm going to just let the ultramarine blue blend in with that green on the paper. And I've got to get this really dark right in here so it contrasts against the other leaf. Rinse your brush if you need to, if you get too much water and color on there, which I did. You want to rinse your brush, take out the excess water, and just feather out that color. So you see the contrast I've got there. The same kind of contrast we're going to do on this other bud. The last leaf we're doing on the other bud. Same kind of dark contrast. This time we don't need the yellow because that's so dark. We're going to just put water and then sap green. This one doesn't have any yellow showing. So water first. Getting a little too wet here today. Water and then sap green on that one. And then while that green is still wet, you can take the ultramarine and directly put it on. You don't have to mix it with green first. It'll mix on the paper And this is very dark inside these, where these two leaves come together. Really dark right in between there. And then feather it up a little bit. When I say feather it, I mean light pressure on the brush to pull one color into another one. So if you look at it overall, you can see nice contrast where one touches another one. And two of the two middle leaves have a touch of burnt sienna on the end. Just a very small brush. And I guess it's where the bud is starting to come through. Burnt sienna. Just a little tip of that. Right on the very tip here of the leaf. Just a little touch, a little triangular shape. And then also on the dark one. Just a little tiny touch of it. That might be a little too much. I'm going to take a tissue and just dab a little bit off. If it shows up too much, just take a tissue and dab a little bit off. Okay, we got the bud leaves and we've got two more leaves to do. And if you look at the picture, the next one, we'll do the next one on the one on the left, very dark. So we're not going to use yellow. We're going to use sap green and sap green mixed with ultramarine blue. Okay. Wet it. Just water. And under the petal. Just be careful that you stay on the edge of the petal. Don't get any water on the petal because then your color will go right there. This one is all sap green to start with. So just drop in sap green on all of it. It can be varying in a value. It doesn't have to be all the same value. Oh, somebody's kitty. Sap green all the way down. And then sap green mixed with ultramarine blue to make this whole leaf overall dark. So this time mix it on the palette, ultramarine blue and sap green. Taking me forever to mix colors today. Gee. Using enough water, I guess. Sap green and ultramarine blue make a nice dark. And that's going to go in. I'm going to start against at the bottom of this leaf, right up against the other one. That's where my darkest needs to go for contrast. Then we'll line that along there all the way down to the bottom. Come up right under the leaf, petal, I should say, right under the petal with the dark. Pull it down, back down. And let's leave a little bit of sap green on the lower or middle section. You don't want all the leaves to be flat. And this your top one, I have a feeling you might have to re-wet that. If it's dry on the top of this leaf, just put some water back in, re-wet it, and then take the ultramarine blue and sap green mix. And let's put it right up against the petal. And upwards to the very top. And I'm going to leave a little bit of light on the left. Put the dark in on the right. Leave a little highlight of light up at the top. So you don't want flat leaves all the same value. You want to leave these little impressions of light to dark, medium to light. The next project will be here after 12 tomorrow. It's almost ready to go, so I'm bringing it over right at 12 tomorrow, so you can pick that up. That's the antique skates. And that'll be, well, this one, I don't know that we're going to quite finish this one today because there's a lot of shading in the petals of the flower I want to take our time with. So just get it transferred and ready to go for next week, just in case. I think, well, we definitely will be starting it next week. Probably end up finishing this one up next week and then starting the skates. So you want to have that transferred and ready to go for next week. So it'll be
March or April.
April.
So we gotta bring,
It'll be $30, yeah, for the month of April. Yeah, it'll be here after 12 tomorrow. Okay, one more leaf. And we'll wet it. And this is kind of a light one, so we're going to use yellow again. Wet the tip right to the very tip. down through the middle. And right at the bottom was dark, which is dark. Yellow again. Whole thing yellow first. Middle section is all yellow. And even though the bottom is dark, I'm going to put an underlayer of yellow on there. Anyway, with watercolors, even though you may not see, it's transparent. So the layering over of colors makes a difference. Now, right at the very tip, we've got sap green fading into yellow. So right near the flower petal, we're going to put in the sap green. And light pressure as you go upwards and fade it right up into yellow. Don't go all the way with the sap green. Let it fade into yellow. Went out of my line here. There we go. The middle section has some yellow showing. Under the leaf, we're going to do the sap green. Under the petal, I keep saying leaf, under the petal, we've got the sap green going down. And fade it out into the yellow. So leave some yellow at the bottom. And then we've got the sap green mixed with ultramarine blue. And that goes right under the petal and fades out into the lighter colors. Most of it is close to the petal and not very far down. And I'm going to drag a little bit downwards. Make a little bit of an interesting shape with it. And then just sap green with ultramarine blue at the bottom, at the very end of the leaf. Right under the bud. And fade it down. Is it dry?
Yeah.
Yeah, just wet it again.
Yep, yep.
And that one fades down. Yeah, these are long leaves to get all done in one swoop. Okay, so all our leaves, our buds are done. We just have the little small section in the middle that holds the flower up. And I'm going to switch to a smaller brush for that. So this little tiny section in the center of the whole flower has 3 little leaves that hold on to the bottom of the base of the flower. We're going to do those all. They're very small, so I'm going to paint them right directly on the paper with yellow. I'm not going to try to wet them first. So you've got one here, little leaf, a middle leaf, and an outside leaf, a little cup like, it almost looks like a tulip. The 3 little leaves going together there in yellow. Shape of a tulip, really. And we're going to drop some sap green into it and leave a couple little specks of yellow. I'm going to put some sap green on the right side and on the left side and at the base. And I'm going to leave a little bit of yellow right at the very top.
Great.
Linda, this is Ellen. I'm sorry, but I have to leave now, but thank you so much.
Okay, you're welcome.
And I'll watch the video.
Yeah, make sure you let Katie know that you need the link.
Okay, thank you again.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye. Bye,
Bye-bye.
everybody. Bye.
So you got the little 3 tulip-like leaves. And then we got the base, which I'm going to wet first. It's like a tube going down. I'm going to wet that and paint it in yellow. And then I'm going to go to my sap green. And put the sap green up at the, like the neck of it right here. And down onto the left side and leave a little yellow on the right side. Not too much detail in that, just you can touch in a little bit of a dark at the very bottom of it if you want, on the right. Make it a little more interesting. I'll put a little line of dark on the right-hand side, right at the bottom. Now that makes a little bit more interesting. So we won't finish this today, but I'm sitting here trying to think of what we should do next. I think I will wait to do the yellow and purple combination petals, but we'll do the middle outside petals on the flower. Hopefully, if you don't need to use your palette, if you've got that purple all mixed up, I'm sorry we didn't get to it to use it up, but you can leave it on your palette for next time or mix it up again next time. The top of the flower, the petal. Am I going too fast? Oh, yes, no.
Oh.
Okay, good. Thank you. Top of the flower on the left. It's purple at the top, white near the middle of it, and purple again going down into that little tulip shape base. So we do have to wet the whole thing with clean water because it's a soft edge. So we're going to come in here and paint that little shape. Comes to a point at the top, come around down here around and down into the base. Having a hard time seeing my pencil line. So
Just
what?
doing half the left half of that middle flower. Is that what all we're doing now?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, just the outside petal. Just the petal right to the left of the very dark spot.
Right. Oh, okay. No.
Not the little dark, real dark rounded place. Just to the left of that.
It's dry. The paper is drying so fast.
It is. Mine is too. So
Linda, I'm sorry, but my dog is demanding to eat, so I'm gonna hang up now.
Have Katie give you the link to the video.
Okay, great. All right, thank you.
Okay, bye, Brenda.
My cat is drinking my watercolor water.
Oh.
Off the table.
Interesting whiskers she'll have.
One of my students had a grandson that drank some of it.
Oh, this is drying so fast. This is incredible.
Yeah.
Wet it again.
So we're going to take purple now, and the important part of this is to look at your color reference and leave that white spot. So purple goes up at the top.
Wow. Yep.
Fades
Okay.
into white. So you're going to skip where the white is. And then you're going to put purple down, skip the white spot, put purple down into the base. Darken it a little bit more. And then go back and fix the fuzzy edge that you probably got up near the white. If you have a fuzzy edge up here where you stopped the purple, skip to the white and went back to purple. Right along the edge, you might have to feather out those little spidery lines. So you have a nice transition from purple to white and then to purple again.
Quit while you're ahead.
Yeah.
Don't put too much in.
Yeah, right. Just a little bit of purple at the tip.
Yep.
Because it flows down. You can blot it with a tissue and redo it if you need to.
Nope, I'm good. Good.
Good.
Gotta fix the edge.
We'll do one more petal for today. And that will be the same flower center, the center of the flower, and the petal on the very right-hand side. So we're gonna wet the rounded petal. I wish my drawing was darker. Gonna wet the rounded petal on the very outside, just the outside petal. That has a little bit of white at the top edge, so I'm gonna skip that. Skip the top edge.
Linda, that's just the outside fold?
Yes. And I'm putting the purple in all the way down to the base of it. You can probably see here what I've done if you're looking at what I'm painting right now. I'm leaving a little tiny bit of white at the very top and then filling in with purple all the way down to the kind of cup shape, rounded shape.
I see blue in there. Or is
If
that
you can
just
see
one
what
version?
I've
Well, she's here.
Yeah, or any of that, is that?
A lighter version of. I mean, you could add some blue into it.
Yeah, I think I'm going to because I don't see my
And then we're gonna take darker purple and put it at the base and along the center petal. So right along this center, the part that's still white paper, right along there and down into the bottom rounded place. Nice and dark. Down on the side of this. There we go. And around, down into the dark. It might help you to look at what I'm painting right now before you do yours. That's a little tricky on that one. So we've got like a cup shape of dark, kind of a U shape of dark right around the bottom and up into the side of the other petal, of the center petal. And I think we'll stop there for today because things need to dry again before we do the rest of that flower, the rest of the center of the flower. Any questions? We really got quite a bit done because it was a lot of shading today. And it's good to get some practice on leaves like that, where you don't want flat greens. You can do the underlaying, the yellow to the sap green to the dark green, and layering them one right on top of the other, so you don't have flat greens. How'd we do? Good? Yes.
Yes.
Good. I know you did. So tomorrow pick up after 12 or anytime after, any day after that. And next week is April.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's April, actually.
So Linda, the skates are really for the April?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
But you can get the, even if you're not taking the class.
Yeah.
I sell the kit. Like I have one student that just buys the kits and works on her own, and they're $5 for the instructions and the color picture and the drawing and everything. If you're not going to do it as a class.
Yeah, so if I'm not coming in April, then I'll be doing this flower on my own, really.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Which is fine, it's fine.
Yeah, it's all, Carol, it's wet on wet on the petals. You put the yellow in.
Yep.
Leave the little white around it.
Yeah.
And then drop the purple into just the outside edge.
Yeah, it looks
all done damp.
Yep. It doesn't look too bad.
No, I think you can do it.
Yep. I wish I could show you, but I can't bring my picture up. I don't know why.
Oh.
Maybe I'm.
Do you have your video on, Carol? Oh, there you go.
There you are. I got you.
Okay, so I used different colors.
Oh, pretty.
Yeah, I used purple.
Yellows.
I have a yellow orange.
Yeah, nice.
Just for fun, you know.
Nice job. Yeah.
Just to see what that would look like.
Yeah, good. That's good.
Different.
And so everybody else is coming back in April, so I have enough kits ready.
Yep, I will be back.
Okay.
I'll be here.
Okay, good. Thank
Linda,
you.
it's Maureen. Thank you. I'll see you in the fall.
Okay, good. Thanks. Nice having you with us, Maureen.
Thank you.
So are you going to be doing this in May and June?
I have been toying with the idea of taking either May or June off to rejuvenate and come up with some new ideas. I'm not sure yet. I will let you know as soon as possible.
Oh, okay. Well, then maybe I'll take the class. You're gonna do that.
Yeah, I think it's probably gonna be May that I take off for just a little bit of a
Okay.
respite.
Sure, sure.
It's been hard kind of coming up with one project a week. I've struggled with that, but I just don't
At
have
least
the
I have
ideas.
quite a cat there.
Oh,
Linda, I've got to scoot because I have to log into work. This is Nancy.
okay.
Okay.
Oh.
You were asking for ideas.
Yes.
I was thinking back to some of the paintings that we've done, and I can only remember one where it was a mountain scene, and that was Mount Monadnock.
Oh, yeah.
But I figured that we could, a mountain scene or a mountain landscape.
Yeah, Mount Monadnock is a good one. Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Or even something maybe with the waterfall. I know that we've done one, but that was at the Cooperage, but a more landscapey kind of thing with the waterfall.
Yeah. Oh, good.
That would be nice.
That's where I live, right near Mount Monadnock.
Yeah.
Oh,
nice.
I love it up there.
Monadnock region. That's why I have so much trouble with my Wi-Fi.
Oh,
Hey, everybody have a good week.
bye,
And-
Nancy.
Bye. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you,
welcome.
Linda.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.